for the host nation, of course. But what about Britain in the sport? Well, we haven't won a gold medal since 1920, and that was in the tandem. Bicycles made for two. They don't have that anymore. Chris Boardman, though, has got a good chance. He's from Hoylake, and here he goes in the pursuit earlier today, first round. Hugh Porter.
Heat 12 of the 4,000-metre individual pursuit, and the face of concentration here on Chris Boardman, the great hope of a medal for Great Britain. It's 16 laps then of the track, and at this stage it's all about trying to record the fastest time possible for the best 8 go forward into round 2. So Chris Boardman starting in the back straight on the far side of the track, and his opponent in this qualifying round is Philippe Emeneau of France. Boardman then, the 23-year-old, lives in Hoylake on the Wirral. He's a world-class bike rider, and in particular in the individual pursuit. He's riding this astonishing new bike called the Lotus monocoque, and he's hoping that that is going to give him extra seconds to give him a better qualifying time. But Emeneau at the moment from France, who's also riding a special machine, is going well as well. So we're looking for a faster time in the opening kilometre of 1:09.836. That has been the benchmark so far set by Mark Kingsland of Australia. Well, there's nothing to choose between these two in the opening stages at the moment. It's Boardman. Boardman just fractionally in front. They'll pursue each other, and the optimum aim, of course, is to try and catch your opponent, but when you're matched as evenly as these two, it's back to the first station that counts at the end with the fastest time. 1:10.290 for Boardman, so he's not quite as quick as Mark Kingsland, who recorded 1:09.836, but Boardman at this stage is leading this heat. Emeneau here in blue, the great hope of France. He finished 7th in the World Championships last year in his qualifying round. He did a good time of 4:32.287. For Boardman in the World Championships 12 months ago in Stuttgart, he qualified with the 5th fastest time and eventually ended 9th overall. But this year he's been going a lot better, and he feels this new bike that he's riding, this Lotus monocoque, is going to pull him out and give him that extra speed and those few vital seconds to lift him right up into the top echelon. Looking for a better time at the halfway point of Mark Kingsland of 2:16.955. It is quicker, 2:15.635. So Boardman is still in the lead and just in front then of Kingsland, 2:15.635. So Boardman is now, at the moment, the quickest we've had so far in all the heats at the halfway point. Now it's all about concentration, determination and stamina. All that hard work that Boardman has put in over the last 12 months is now starting to pay off. Fastest at the halfway point, of course. There are more heats to follow, but a good time to see him through into that last 8 will seed him for the second round. He's well up on his opponent, Philippe Emeneau, and he's now starting to get Emeneau in his sights, and this will be good for Boardman, for once he sights Emeneau, it'll give him somebody to chase, and that could well give him an even quicker time. So 3:21 was his time, 3:21.463 at the three-quarter distance, and that is almost 3 seconds quicker than the Australian Kingsland. So Boardman is the fastest we've had so far. Fastest time ever in competition in the Olympic Games was in Seoul, and that was 4:32 by Umaras of the then Soviet Union. So Boardman going very, very quickly here. And he's got to beat the time of 4:31.033 set by Kingsland, the man that was runner-up in the Commonwealth Games. And Boardman absolutely revelling in this. He's hardly moving at all. He's rock steady. And the coach standing on the side of the track is giving him the indication of just how well he's doing. And he's on his way now in the last lap. And this is going to be a really quick time. It's going to be the fastest we've had so far. 4:31.033 then by Kingsland of Australia. Boardman drives on. 4:27.357 by Boardman. That is the fastest time that Boardman has ever recorded, and that is quicker than the time that Quintautas Umara set of 4:32 in the final 4 years ago. So Boardman now goes to the top of the leaderboard.
Fast, it was an unofficial world record. Chris, that was a fantastic ride. Did you go much faster, much better than you thought you would?
Actually, we had scheduled to do a 4:22, which is the time we've been achieving in training. So the 27 was rather a disappointment. But obviously, for some reason, it must have been a slow night. I can only really put it down to the heat. But the gap itself, I was rather pleased with. A 3-second gap was as much as we could hope for.
They're calling it an unofficial world record. What exactly does that mean, unofficial?
Basically, a record is only supposed to stand, or has in the past, when there's one rider on the track. Obviously, if you catch another rider, the slipstream of that rider is given quite a lot of assistance. So they tend not to call competition rides the world record, even though in fact they are the fastest.
We took a good look at that incredible machine of yours earlier in the day. Tell us a little more about it.
It was developed by Lotus Engineering in conjunction with the British Cycling Federation. Since about April this year. It's been very hurriedly done, but obviously it's a significant advantage, otherwise I wouldn't be riding it.
Mm-hmm. How much further can those bikes go, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's still pretty painful to ride them. I really don't know. Things keep shocking us all the time, but it shows that aerodynamics seems to be the way forward, as that's the biggest force against the rider.
Now, what have you got to do next? How many more rides have you got for this?
I've got the quarters tomorrow, and then a semi and a final on Wednesday. So tomorrow's rather a critical round as well. Again, being fastest, we will be off last, and hopefully we'll be able to just pip the others, so get the best draw for the semi.
We haven't won too many medals in cycling in recent years. What about it, eh?
I can't recall we've ever actually had a medal in the Olympics, or certainly not a gold medal for a very, very long time, the 20s maybe. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's looking good, but we have to wait and see how it develops. I thought Lehman would be better than he has been, but he's been going well all year, and it's very hard to sustain that sort of form. So, no, we'll just have to wait and see. It's looking good at the moment.
Lehman, of course, is the world champion, but you were much quicker than him, and he brought us some delight today. We wish you well for the next few days.
Thank you.
Chris Boardman, he's in action again tomorrow, and you'll...
New Zealand.